Shamps and giggles, history, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective.
Let me just hit the button there. We're just trying to talk about Maya Motley, an amazing woman. You know, the speech that she gave, interesting, was a long speech. I think it was all of many.
No, I sent you a video.
It's about 9 minutes. I've got the video here.
The 9 minutes one. Everything we need to know is in the first 2-3 minutes. Actually deals with Benjamin Nitabati,
Yes, look at idiot. I hate. Do you know? I don't know the man personally, of course. But that guy, he's so he's a liar. First of all, well, most politicians are, but you know, you lie to the point where you're killing people like that. It's just heart wrenching. And I love the way Maya Motley addressed them in this phenomenal speech. So let's hear the first couple of minutes of it, and we can all start clapping because she deserves it. Maya Motley.
Testament, much which has guided many people across this world. But when we turn from the Old Testament to the New Testament, it is Romans that says to us, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, not any country, not any human being. So that the Bible can't be used as a convenient aid when it suits us and rejected when it doesn't.
Yeah, the whole assembly's clapping.
President, above all else, we need a global reset on peace. There needs to be global peace. And those of us who are old enough would have recognized that there are peaks and valleys as it relates to this issue of conflict. There are few areas where the world is more in need of the United Nations acting as the United Nations to secure the objectives of the Charter than in the area of peace and security. The silence that has engulfed Sudan is unacceptable and may well be rooted in the racism that the world still carries as a badge of honor from the victories of the last great war of the World War II. The actions in Myanmar cannot continue. Ukraine has sucked more oxygen out of the global community and the global financial system than any of us can appropriately accept at the very time when the world needs to be applying its resources and efforts to fight in the greatest crisis known to mankind. And the spread of the war from Gaza to the consequences in the West Bank to now clearly what is happening in Lebanon as we speak with Israel, all of these are but the tip of an iceberg of death, violence, and instability, and robs the global community of oxygen and resources at the very time when we need it most in a strategic way. We all know, as students of history, that even the longest war in history came to an end. These wars, yes, they too will come to an end. But the question is when and at what cost, and without much loss of life. With how many children not being able to be either given the chance to live or will now live with memories of war that will affect their every action for the next 60, 70, 80 years of their lives. Innocent people are paying the price with the one thing that is theirs to give, and they don't give it willingly. It is their life. Unless we address the root causes of these wars, one by one, and the manners in which they are being sustained and financed, we will never know anything else other than war and rumors of war in these theaters. The transmittal of these scenes of horror in real time into people's bedrooms, into people's living rooms, will trigger two extreme reactions, neither of which are acceptable to us in the third decade of the 21st century. We will either get the desensitizing of ordinary people to the loss of lives, especially those of innocent children and women on the one hand, or we will get, on the other hand, the anger and inclination for vengeance that it spawns necessarily. We need peace. And it cannot be too difficult for us to work for peace. It is the same Bible that tells us in the stories of the Old Testament, much which has guided many people across this world. But when we turn from the Old Testament to the New Testament, it is Romans that says to us, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, not any country, not any human being. So that the Bible can't be used as a convenient aid when it suits us and rejected when it doesn't. In the midst of this maelstrom, we were very clear. My country took the step this year of recognizing and establishing diplomatic relations with the state of Palestine, in spite of having supported a two-state solution since 1969. And we did this because it is clear to us that the state and people of Palestine, human beings, are entitled to full recognition by integration into and support from the international community. The Charter does not say we the people, with the exception of any one group from any one part of the world. We join with others, therefore, in congratulating the state of Palestine in taking their seat among the United Nations member states, as they did on the 10th of September of this year. And let me be clear, we condemn the actions of Hamas on October 7th. But we equally and strongly deplore the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza, which is the result of the disproportionate use of force by Israel. There's no justification for it. And that is why treaties exist governing the rules of engagement for war. Because we as human beings learnt better and know better and committed to better. A two-state solution, no matter how elusive it may appear to be now, is the only answer. And I've said already this week that we have known difficult battles in mankind's history. But when we were in it, we didn't think we could achieve it, but we did. We abolished slavery. We removed apartheid in South Africa. These battles are not beyond our creativity, our capacity, and our resilience to resolve them. Similarly, we insist that the killing in Ukraine really has to stop. The people of Ukraine must be allowed to live within the internationally recognized boundaries of their state in peace and freedom from the threat of use or force. And as I said, it is sucking too much oxygen out of the global financial system, and countries that should be the beneficiary of aid are being told that they may have to wait in the interest of the defense of others because of war. I say to us truly, there has to be a singular commitment to build a peace. Truly. Mr. President, my own region has not escaped the scourge of instability and violence. The Americas do not constitute today a theater of war. But we are today witnessing, for some years now, an unprecedented escalation in the number and caliber of assault weapons which are finding themselves in the hands of criminals who are wreaking havoc on the legal systems and our societies, particularly in the small island developing states of the Caribbean and indeed in the wider states of Central and Latin America. This scourge caused by guns manufactured in the United States of America primarily also requires a fundamental reset. The right of persons to bear arms in countries not engaged in military conflict should not be an opening to accept as legitimate the presence of assault weapons in countries. It is simply not right. There is no place for assault weapons in our societies.
Good Lord. So even assault weapons hitting down, yeah, clap by all means. Even assault weapons hitting down in the Caribbean islands, you know. She's she's an amazing speaker. She should have her own channel. Like, subscribe, follow Maya Motley. There you go. We are good. You know, she touched on so many different things, but again, when you talked, one of the things she mentioned was aid, right? And certain countries are no longer getting aid because of the war, as she mentioned, in Ukraine. So Ukraine is sucking so much resources out of the planet, has to come from somewhere. It's at the cost of these other countries that's not going to get the help that they need. Money that was allocated to them now has to go to war, to plunder rather than to build. Makes no sense. Fire in the hole, heart the things.
Just like we fear for Ibrahim Traore, I fear for my country's prime minister, because for a little tiny 166 square miles, she's thumping some heavy beeline, and the powers that be don't like it. Yeah,
That's
because
my
she's
point.
talking, as we do on the platform, she's talking the things. Yeah, there is another video, but it's 38 minutes long, and she goes in even more depth. She covers the environment, she covers the Congo,
Lord.
she covers
Yeah.
everything. But like you said, she's such an articulate, wonderfully gifted speaker.
Yeah.
You know,
This particular video, she's Israel and US at the UN Live, how they make a desert and call it peace. With Trump getting a hero's welcome. What a mockery. What a mockery. And she addressed that at the UN.
But when you hear her quoting about Romans, Benjamin Kismabatinatu, he tried to use the Bible to say that vengeance is his and belongs to his country. That's why she quoted Romans verse da 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 da.
Yes.
Smash him to pieces.
Idiot. I hate that man. I don't know the man. Don't know the man. I hate that man. That man there's a little
you have to understand what he does. He's also a highly intelligent guy. But what he does, he's like a gaslighter. So he will throw up the match, and then America will try to put it out.
That's what he does.
Because you've never seen, in your lifetime, you've never seen Israeli troops anywhere in the world. But he gaslights for America to send the troops.
Yeah. And then he's protected. He's him. He's protected. Kill our ferry and he's protected. Anyway, she destroys them. Literally destroys them at the UN. And what she said was so on point, and she said in such a beautiful way that she didn't have to name who the parties were, but you knew.
You knew.
Exactly.
She painted a picture with words.
Yeah. You knew exactly who she was talking. It was just a beautiful portrait. But as you said, Jemmy, it then begs, because we understand how these people play. If they don't like what you say, they come after you in a different way.
They come after you
in a different way. And so, yes, she's really hitting way above her belt. She's talking the truth. She's saying what other people aren't willing to say. Keir Starmer. She's saying what other people aren't willing to say. Macron,
You know what it's like, Joe? It's like if a 4-year-old came onto the platform right now and spoke the wickedest sense, everybody would clap hands because it's the wickedest sense. Right. And she's got the whole of let's exclude like America, obviously, Israel, maybe Germany, but there's 142 or 45 countries that have a seat in the United Nations out of 168. Yeah. And she's got them all, every time she speaks, they want to clap.
Every time she speaks, but she's
not telling no lies.
She's not telling, she's talking the truth. That talking the thing. That's what she's doing. 100%.
Cheers, Maya.
100%. Big up to Maya. I'm loving Maya. And it's not just now though. We've been listening to Maya throughout the year.
From she came to power.
Yeah. And she
came to power, she's been dropping some, if she was a sound, she's been dropping some heavy bass line.
Well, you can hear it, innit? You
and people have to listen.
There you go. You can just hear it. We have to move on because obviously time's always against us. Johnson and Johnson. Now, come on.
Powder.
The baby powder. What? I heard it. Was it BBC? I heard it on the news then. They're talking about Johnson & Johnson baby powder is causing cancer, and it's a problem. I'm sure some of you may have heard about this situation.
You want a bit of background?
Go on, then. You get the background. Let me hear you.
So, a major legal claim has been filed in the UK against pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson, according to the firm knowingly selling baby powder contaminated with asbestos. So, before I go into the story, where they collect talc, because talc is a naturally occurring mineral in the earth. However, it sits very close to asbestos or to asbestos fibers at the micro. Oh, what's the word I want to use?
Well, under a microscope.
Yeah, at a very small. Yeah,
yeah.
At a very small
fragment.
Yeah. But it's enough to cause cancer.
Allegedly.
Well, asbestos is not for the human body, yeah? And if you think about my son, I put talcum powder on his bum when he's a baby. Yeah? And all of us know somebody or have used Johnson & Johnson's talcum powder. If I go to my mum's house now, I'm sure she got a box in her bedroom.
Mate, I got it somewhere here, yeah. Yeah, even the cotton buds, yeah. Yeah, we all
and
got
and that goes right across Johnson & Johnson's range. It's not just the baby powder. We're going to hear about the rest later.
Yeah. So,
but they have said that Johnson & Johnson have known about this since the 1960s. Yeah. Let me just read a little bit more for you. The lawsuit brought by KP Law against Johnson & Johnson and its subsidiary Kenvue Limited alleges that J&J, Johnson & Johnson, was aware as early as 1960s that its mineral-based talcum powder contained fibrous forms of talc, as well as tremolite and actinite, both minerals which in their fibrous form are classified as asbestos and linked to potential deadly cancers. Yeah. So they've known this from 1960s. They haven't changed the recipe, so to speak. And it's a mass cover-up.
Well, but hold on, you say that, but a spokesperson said that as much as we sympathize with people living with cancer. Oh, yeah, big up Half Pint, the money sack's going up. We understand that then the families want answers. That's why the facts are so important. Baby powder does not cause cancer. The safety of the powder is backed by years of testing by independent and leading laboratories, universities, and health authorities in the UK and around the world. It does not cause cancer. That's what they're saying. And, to me personally, I've used it was used on me. I've used it on my kids. The whole family uses it. So
it was the go-to product.
Since the I think it's 1960s, 70s, right? When Johnson & Johnson first came out, they use the same talc. It's taken from stone, it's crushed, it's ground, it's made in powder. They've used the same, it's been the same formula. They've only recently changed the formula in 2020. But hold on a minute.
Yeah, 2023, we're reading the same story.
Right. 3,000 people allege they or a family member developed forms of ovarian cancer, which is very specific.
Yep.
From using Johnson baby powder between 1965 and 2023. 3,000 people. Now, how many people do you think used the product in all of that time?
A lot more than 3,000.
I mean, I would say 3 billion. In all of that time, billions of people. I mean, that product is mass produced. I mean, compare that to cigarettes, for example, which we know cigarettes cause cancer and all the rest of it, right? The difference is humongous in that if you use Johnson baby powder, you can't put a label on that bad boy say this causes cancer. You can't label.
Well, Joe, I'm going to kind of disagree with you, and I'm going to read back what I read already, which says that its mineral-based talcum powder contains fibrous forms of talc as well as tremolite and actinolite. Both
Yeah,
minerals, when in their fibrous form,
yeah.
are classified as asbestos.
Okay, but the point of the matter is, given the number of people that use the product, surely there'd be more cases.
Well, there is going to be more. They already lost a case. They already lost a case in America where they had to pay out billions.
Yeah, but I think the case is, I think there's a fabrication here against Johnson and Johnson. I don't think that a powder, or should I put it a different way? If that powder is dangerous, beware everybody and everything, because they're coming after you, because there's going to be something in something that causes cancer. And if you looked into that depth, everybody's guilty. I think that's even the water you drink, everybody's guilty. You Thames water, you might as well sue them right now. They take the water out of the Thames, which got feces in it, and convert it into water for us to drink. I bet if you put that under a microscope, that's causing sickness to everybody. Who's not? Why aren't we addressing that? We're going after Johnson and Johnson. Cass and Mark, you got your hands up. Come in, talk the things.
Hi, Joseph. What you got to remember is that everybody's got a different chemical makeup. Everybody's in a different environment. So where it might cause cancer in some, it's not necessarily going to cause cancer in everybody. This case has been going on for years. I've been waiting for this to be in the public domain. I must have known about this a good, no, 8 years ago, maybe even longer, about it was going on in America.
Right.
Yeah. So just because there's only 3,000 people who have claimed, that doesn't mean, one, that there's not a lot more people who have got cancer due to this that just don't know about the court case or haven't connected it to Johnson and Johnson. You've got to remember that everybody's got a different chemical makeup. Me, you, Jimmy, Leisha, we could all use the same product and only two of us get cancer. It's because we've got a different chemical makeup. We are in a different environment. It doesn't mean just because some have and some haven't. The point here is that whatever they're putting in the powder or however they're processing the powder, it is causing a chemical, a product that can cause cancer. Like you said, like with many, many things. Yeah. So it's not about, because there are other talcum powders out there that don't have the same ingredients.
I would trust Johnson more than the others, because
Yeah, but that's because you've been indoctrinated. Yeah, you've been
we
trained.
have.
You've been trained to use Johnson and Johnson. We all have. Yeah.
But the others,
Until I was aware of this, right? I used Johnson and Johnson on my son.
Okay.
Yeah. Them time that he was still a baby. So what you don't know, you can't act on. The point is you didn't know. This is what your family's done for decades. Yeah,
Right.
my family did for decades. So
Right.
yes, you're gonna go to the brand that you know. Yeah, because it's what you know. If you don't know anything else, or you're not taught anything else, you're not going to do anything else.
But if we went to another talc, another powder, or whatever, right? I mean, there's several ways I would look at this, and I'm surprised that they're going to lose. I'll be surprised, because if you think about it, if you go to another talc, and I don't even know the name of another powder, I would bet money that whatever the other brand is uses a similar rock, because that's what they get it from, a rock, to make their powder. In the rock, when you look at it under a microscope, there are millifibers. So it's so tiny. Okay. And that what is they're saying meso, how do you say that word? That mesolithic, whatever that word is, how do you say it? It's that they're finding in the rock. And they're saying that causes cancer. But I would argue that for the billions of use, if it is 0.00001%, which is probably is so minuscule, right? I would argue that name the product, everybody's guilty.
Yeah, but you're only guilty when you're caught, Joseph, and that's 0.001.
Now, right? Oh, okay, okay. Now you heard Jamie say, right? You're only guilty when you're caught. We're gonna come back to that in a minute. Let Leisha just have her say first. Go on, Leisha, start the thing.
I nipped away from my desk and I'm back again. But I did find out that in Imperial Leather, the Johnson & Johnson baby powder specifically marketed their baby powder to Black people, the Black population.
Yeah.
And because of that, especially specifically in America as well, I do think that because at the time there was a lot of experimentation and a lot of negative things happening in the medical market against Black people at the time. So because of that now, I do think that a lot of stuff was put in there intentionally.
Okay, now Leisha's just raised.
I think.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, as in experimental purposes.
Yes, yes. Yeah. No, but sometimes deliberate. Sometimes deliberate. They'll do it depending who wants to come. They'll put it in there and they'll feed it to a certain community and see.
Yeah, because it's a talcum powder that we all. It's almost like my mum would say, if you don't put powder on, you're nasty.
Well, anyway,
that's how much you had to put powder on after the shower. All right, you put powder on all over to the point you can see at the top of your neck. All right,
you did.
The powder's all there on your back, everywhere. Every crevice, you got a bit of powder.
See there?
Baby oil to rub down your
every crevice to rub down your
We all know that, and you know the thing is,
we all know that we're all guilty. Come on, all of you lot.
There are people like my mum. She used to like eating talcum powder. Particularly, she craved it when she was pregnant with my sisters.
Women crave various things,
and there are women that craved talcum powder.
You know the plasterboard on that they put up for the wall.
Yeah, my mum ate that as well. She ate the wall. Yeah, she ate the wall. Yeah. She ate cigarette ash. She ate like anything else powdery. You couldn't keep it away from her.
Well, look. So look at the things we do as people. Look at the things we do as people. The cravings we have for what reasons we do not know. We don't know. We crave the wall. You know, I mean, who does that? But it was done, right? It was done. I just find it hard to think you're now gonna go after this company that's been around for years with allegations of cancer, 3,000. I bet if you was to investigate the lives of those people that are claiming cancer, there were many other things in their lives that they are doing that also contribute towards cancer. And now they want to pinpoint it on one. It's just, I mean, it's just a bit dubious to me. It's just like, hang on a minute. How are you going to blame that one when, look, you're doing 6, 7, 8, 10 different things. All of them lead to cancer. If, right, as Jemmy says, you're only guilty when caught. If this case goes forward, it's not just Johnson & Johnson, and here's people jumping on the bandwagon against Johnson & Johnson. I'm reading the chat now, okay, and here it is. Widely used in the Caribbean, right? Somebody says, about time those J&J criminals came to light. We all grew up on that as Black people. You know, always knew about this. Think about mummy putting it on boys' little teely. Imperial leather, is that another one that is allegedly got cancer-causing agents in there? Dove, enough things out there. Natural said they brainwash people because of marketing. It's same like cigarettes when they're new as dangerous. Your mobile phone is dangerous. That causes tumors in your brain. Don't put the phone to your ear. Everybody got a phone though. Everybody got a phone. Who's going to stop using their phone? Come on now. We got to take things with a pinch of salt. Here, in my opinion, the legal team that's suing Johnson & Johnson are going to make a bucket of money. They know they can. And then after they've won that case, they know therefore now that's a precedent. They can go after any company they want and get out. It's a money game. Half Pint put out the money bag a little while ago. I believe I'm with Half Pint. It's a money game. Fire in the hole, type of things.
Joe, they lost the case in America
Of course they
already.
did. 960 million. Sorry, 720 million they paid out or something ridiculous.
And here's a
To
question
one
for you.
family? 720 million to one family? Come on.
Here's a question for you. If I give you 0.00001% of arsenic every day for 5 years, you don't think something will happen to you by the end of the 5 years?
But that's what they're doing to us. Your phone is going to happen to you at some point. We all know it. I mean, I hate the phone. Me put it on. Don't call me. I don't like picking up the phone. I don't like talking to them because it gives you tumors. It heats the brain. There's radiation right there. It gives you a tumor.
Yeah, but that goes back to what Cassandra said. Yeah,
your brain.
We've all got different genetic makeups. We all live in different places, and all these factors are relative to the equation. Why some people get it and some people don't.
Well, look at the chat saying now. There's more stuff. Look, powders first, then cream. I don't cream my body. My body's got natural oils. I don't cream my body because them creams, that's going to give you some sort of cancer. Baby wipes, sanitary product. Yes. Where's Toots? Toots.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What's Toots saying about the what you call them again? The not continent. What anyway? What you lot women use? Them thing there.
Sanitary napkins.
Yeah. Them things there. Look, and then sugars again. Look, oil, AirPods on Bluetooth. I mean, there's so many things that contribute to. Why don't we just file a lawsuit, guys? Take your pick. Take your pick.
But that's what happens. Somebody makes a stand, and then the walls come falling down. Yeah, but until somebody makes a stand, remember, Johnson & Johnson have known this since the 60s.
Everybody,
yeah? I'm sure I've got the same story you have. Yeah, we've got official text from the people that was in charge saying we know about it, but you know what? Shh.
Hear what though? Listen to the cry. That's just the thing. Any big company, who's perfect? You think the food you eating is perfect? Like when they're giving us horse meat? You think the food and the packaging with the plastic that sit out in the sunlight, even the water you drink when they put in the bottles, that plastic in the sunlight causes problems. We know that, right?
Yeah, but once you have the knowledge, then you have a choice.
Well, it's not that you have a choice. You actually don't have a choice because they force you to live. Hold on, before I'm talking too much. Cass, Mark, your hand is up, part the things.
You do have a choice, Joseph.
What choice do you have?
You have a choice.
Drink the water
because once I realized that the sanitary products out there had chemicals on them, I stopped buying them and I started buying natural ones. I made a choice. Yeah. I remember looking for wipes one day, and every shop I went in, they had plastic in them. These were baby wipes. No, they don't. No, they don't. Because I found ones that don't. It's about awareness, and it's about. What'd you say?
You can get natural sanitary wipes.
And that's my point. They don't all have plastic in it, and they don't all have chemicals in it. But what happens is, this is what happens, right? You're saying, I know what you're saying. Everything is there's some kind of poison in almost everything that we use, right? But see, what they do is they sell it to us. Well, I say cheap, quote unquote. But then the things that don't have the poisons in them are really expensive. You want to buy organic fruit, it's more expensive. You want to buy natural products for your skin, it's more expensive. So that's how they keep people buying the crap, because a lot of people can't afford to buy the stuff that is non-toxic.
It's not that you can't afford it. They've made it unaffordable.
Well, that's my point. And people can't afford it. Exactly.
They're not trying for it. They've put it out of your range. Way out of your range.
Yeah. So when people want to shop healthily, it costs more money to shop healthily. Yeah. Right. And it's not mainstream. So if you want to buy certain things like non-toxic creams, hygienic products, foods, you have to go to specialist shops that are not mainstream.
Right. So it's made so hard for you, it's near on impossible, because you wouldn't be able to live your life if you used to go in search of all these natural I mean, it's even like trying to shop black. If you used to try and shop in black organization, black companies, because you want to give back, it's almost impossible for you to live your life.
to do that with everything. It's a real challenge, and that is the whole point, right? These big companies, Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson, they run most of the products, the washing up liquids, the this, the that, and everybody goes for the name brand that they know. Me start buy them, me start buy them, and me use me Yucca app, and me find out what in the thing them, right? The Yucca app, YUKA. It's very good. It will tell you what's in the products that you're buying.
Yeah, but they've made it impossible. When we say you have a choice, no, they've made it impossible for you to exercise your choice.
I think it's a case of you can try, do what you can do. Maybe you can't do it with everything, but do the best that you can do. I mean, even if you look at the mobile phones, we started off with, I don't know, 2G is as far back as I can remember. Yeah. Now they're on 5G. So if you've got a 3G phone, there's certain things that you can't do. So that's what they do. They make it difficult for you. If not impossible, they make it difficult for you to be able to just get on with your life, in the way that you want to.
There you go.
They make it difficult now to not have a mobile phone.
Well, you can't.
I mean, there are people who don't have don't have a smartphone, but they make it very difficult for you to get through life without having a smartphone.
I can't park my vehicle without a mobile phone.
Exactly. So they make it difficult. It's not that it's impossible. It just makes it very difficult. And most people are just trying to get through every day, pay their bills, look after their family and enjoy their life. So they don't have the capacity or the time to navigate through all of this crap.
But there you are. You said it. Exactly. So the choice, they dangle that carrot in front of you, but you can't get the carrot. That's what the choice is. Yay, you got a choice to eat that carrot, but try and get the carrot. They make it so impossible for you to get the carrot. You're just spinning around like an idiot.
Boss,
it's crazy.
I think it's social financial programming. Yep, social because it's aimed at those who have not a lot. So they don't have the choice. Because if you think about this, an organic onion means it doesn't have pesticide sprays on it. Those pesticides cost money. So shouldn't it be cheaper? But no. So you can't live healthy. We're going to make the one that's got all the crap on it, which costs actually more money to produce, more expensive than the one that doesn't have the crap that costs less.
And yes, and it costs double. You go and buy a broccoli. If you buy the organic one, it costs 2, if not 3 times as much as the non-organic.
100%.
Robbery. You come out of the shop with 1 bag of food and it take all of your money. You're forced to lose weight. I don't call that a choice. I call that I'm being robbed. You know, if you had all the money in the world, sorry, Lisa, your hand is up. If you had all the money in the world, where would you live and what products would you have? Me, I swear to God, I go to Africa. I think that'll be one of the places. We'll go back home and I'd have my farm and I just live natural. The beard will grow. I could stink all the stink I want. I wouldn't have none of it because them products, somebody said Dove, you know, right? The creams that you cream your body with, all of them is going to cause you problems somewhere along the line. And to your point, Jemmy, only when they're found guilty, they're only guilty when they're caught. And they're always they're elusive, aren't they? They're always trying to get away with it. They're always trying to get away with it. And you have to be chasing them. So Johnson & Johnson today, it's going to be somebody else tomorrow. And all during that time, guess what? People are still using the products. It's not like the products are off the shelf. Oh, look at that. Empress Shugs got a farm in her garden. See? That's where we're headed. You're going to have your own farm where you're going to have to have your own sheep too. So you can shave them their ass, get the wool, and then other woman can sit on and knit, what's it, pearl 1, 2, over, whatever you call it. And you can make your own garments then, and the family is good. And the bull, what you call them bull, you're gonna kill them dead. You're going to eat the meat, the beef, and all the rest of it. And then the skin, the hide, raw hide. Yeah, see that raw hide? Yeah. You're going to have to dry that bad boy out, and you're going to have to make your coat and all that. And you're going to have to live off your land, organic. Know what I mean? Knit. Oh, you're funny. Knit one. One. I mean, yeah. Oh, look at that. In your communal garden, fields have plots, have had harvest last 2 years. No, but it's true. We're going to have to get back to doing our own food. Mum used to grow her thyme. She used to grow her peppermint, her potatoes, her tomatoes. What else Mum used to grow? Spring onions, all in the garden. Spinach, all in the garden. Oh, man, that spinach has been... Used to take... When Mum used to make the spinach, I always remember that. You knew that spinach was from the garden, as opposed to the foolishness that you get in the shop. You knew that it was from the garden. And that's the thing, though. Look at our generation now. We all go to the shop. Mum would plant the things them in the... She would buy potatoes, yeah, but she would take a few of them, plant them in the garden, and then in her time, she would harvest the potatoes. You're getting a natural, dirty potato. They come out of the ground. Look. I've not done that. How old am I? I've not done that. When Mum was my age, that's what she was doing. Regular. The grandkids, my nieces and them, talking about it now. Mum used to send them in the garden, get a piece of thyme, get a piece of peppermint, get the spinach, send them and get a little sprig, tell them exactly where to go, exactly what they find, bring me a piece, put it in the food, and they cook up the thing there. But look at us now. Where you shop again? Waitrose? That's keeping it. Asda, Iceland, Lidl. The things that we learned, the things that our parents did that we observed. Do you see what we observed? How much of that are we actually doing in our lives now? And I know there's the and we have to big up the is it the farmers market? Where's Color Queen? She goes the farm. There's a farm that you can go to where they encourage you to plant your own foods and all the rest of it. So we have, I think it's the
alkaline farm. It's the alkaline farm.
Alkaline farm.
Yeah, it's somewhere in London.
Yeah, have to big up, and that's a little bit of a movement that's happening now, where people are literally going out there to the farm, planting and learning how to harvest produce. Back home, they call it provisions from the ground, organic. And yeah, that's the choice we have. And then what we have to do is figure out the time. Have we got the time? No, it's not have we got the time. Are we going to make the time to go and do what we should be doing? Or are we going to be distracted by the fads because of the advertising on the TV, on the radio, on the billboards, and all the rest of it? All of that directs us to the Asda, the Iceland, the Morrisons, all them shopping places where it's just so easy, isn't it? They come, it's in the bag, it's already washed, it's already this, already that. We can just take them, and then, oh yeah, let's launch a claim for cancer against somebody. I mean, come on now. Let's be real. Let's get serious. This claim against Johnson & Johnson, in my humble opinion, somebody's making money. The product has been around for far too long, and there are other talcs, and when those talcs become mainstream, they become popular, someone's going to launch a campaign against that talc, the one that you substituted, and say, hang on a minute, but isn't that talc, la, 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 and then, oh, now you move from one to the other, and oh, now the other's no good. Oh. So you're going to move on to the third one, and then someone's going to launch a campaign against that one, and then it's going to be found out, oh, gee, that one, and oh, man, you can't trust anyone, can you? What am I going to do now? Oh, what the hell? I'm old anyway. I'll just go back to using what I was brought up on. I mean, really, really, I really, really just see this as someone can make a claim against a company and can get how much millions out of the company, so they will. I use the modern day milkman. Oh, right, the milkman still exists. But hold on a minute. Even with milk, the cows, they give the cows nowadays so much antibiotics. They feed them rubbish. The cows are not feeding off the land. They get grain from sacks, even the poor cows. I mean, so the milk that we're drinking has got problems. The milk. Everybody knows it's got problems, which is why there's other types of milk. There's oat milk, there's rice milk, because it's known that the milk has problems. Only a matter of time before people file a claim against the milk, and then here we go. We're going to jump on the bandwagon, and it's just the same old, same old. It's the same. It's just happening over and over and over again. Now look at that, Castlemar. I'm seeing. I didn't know you could post pictures in the chat, by the way, but I'm seeing pictures posted in chat. That they look like a sweet potato, but it could be a chicken. I don't know what the hell it is. But it's something straight from the farm. I don't buy milk. That's not milk. That picture is not milk. I said it looked like sweet potato. Let me see if I can share that. I said it looked like sweet potato. Oh, it's veg from your plot. Oh, big ups, Cassandra. You the bomb. Your hand is up. Do talk to Ting as I share the picture of this produced from your plot.
I've had sweet potato.
It is. Was I right? It is sweet potato.
Yeah, that's sweet potato. The one above that is courgette. They grew massive. Last year I had butternut squash, grew massive. Never seen a butternut squash so big in my life, right? No pesticides. I've had kale, cabbage, red onion, carrot. The only issue is you can't grow them all year round.
No, hold on, wait. But this is when you can grow, you know your stuff in its season.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it's not all year round. So it's seasonal. You've got to plant at a certain point. Like garlic, for example, missed it this year because you had to plant it in February and I was in Egypt.
Now you stop.
Cool. And then I go outside when the grown frost up.
Right. Now that's the proper garlic. What you're talking about there is a proper garlic. It comes in what February you said, right?
You plant it in February, sow it in February.
And when do you get the produce of it?
It usually comes out around summertime-ish, I think.
Right.
But I had a young man doing most of my sowing and weeding and all of that, but he's gone off to university. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
We're gonna manage, but listen to that. Garlic, you can go into Morrison's, anyone, you get garlic the whole year round.
Yeah, because they don't necessarily get it from here.
But as a farmer, you know it's due in its season.
Yeah.
So if I'm eating it in December, this thing has been stored, traveled wherever, however, for a period of time, times and half a time. So by the time it gets to me, it's not as good as yours that you got off your farm in its season.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what they're feeding the planet. Things that have traveled around. Certain apples come in its season, but we get it all the year round. So when we get it at, completely out of season, you know full well that apple was stored, it was put in some refrigerated circumstance where they allege that no, it cannot be as good for you as what you're getting at. I love the picture of this sweet potato. Good Lord. And you know the other thing, let me just share that sweet potato again. In the shop, they will not sell it looking as beautiful as that. Allegedly, it can't sell. But that's how it comes out of the ground. That's how it comes out of the ground. So beautiful. When you go in these Asda light shops, they've thrown away all of them ones with the office and all the rest of it, and they're selling only the pristine looking ones and la 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 la. Nah, mate. As a farmer, you know what it looks like when it comes out the ground, and it's beautiful. Oh man. When you draw out these things, then, but you have to invite me for dinner. I'd love to taste your.
Come and help us do some sewing then. We need some more strong arms to do the digging, yeah?
Gladly, I would, really would. Gladly come. I mean, remember Jemmy and Dion came and helped with our little allotment, which we no longer have. But I would gladly come and help. I know the kids will come and help as well. And the thing about it, when you get them kids there involved, and then the produce that they pull out of the ground, you take it home, you cook it, and you feed.
Oh, it's wonderful. I had my grandniece and nephew come and picked some of the vegetables last year, and they absolutely loved it. And it's so nice when you go from them being sown, you see them growing, and then you harvest them, and then you cook them. Oh, yeah, there's been so much, but I'm totally serious. If you don't want to come down,
Yeah,
help do the work, we will share the produce.
right. Tell us when, tell us where.
All right.
There.
All right.
There. There. You know what I mean? Absolute must. And yeah, bring the kids them as well. 100%. 100, because they need to know that food don't come from the likes of Morrison's as and what. Food comes from the ground, and you're meant to dig it up to get it, not just go and pay money. Because obviously, if money goes out of fashion, what happens? People don't even know any better. So we have to teach the youth them how and where food really comes from. It's very, 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 very important. Empress, they say not to buy UK garlic and other stuff. See, so they say that, right? Sure, they say that, but what do we know? You want your food taste a little bit good? I have to call it a little bit because when we taste a natural, I know that's going to taste so much better. A lot of us. One other thing we got to talk about, by the way, guys, because we've covered a lot. Time is running against us. The moon landing, we went on Motely, we went on Johnson & Johnson. We'll have to see how the case comes out with Johnson & Johnson. I, though, will bet money that Johnson & Johnson will still be on the shelves even after the lawsuit has been settled and all the rest of it. I will bet money on that bad boy. Let's talk about the moon landing. Who's even aware about the moon landing conspiracy, controversy, issue, or who's even aware of it? Did the US land with, what's his name, Armstrong, on the moon? Is that true or is that false? How do you respond? And don't let me get the violin or listen for the crickets. How do you respond? The moon landing, is it real? Did it really happen? I think it was 1968 when it was allegedly when it allegedly occurred. Did the moon landing happen or not? Today or in our flyer here, we're told the moon landing was fake. Somebody's telling us that the moon landing was fake. So what is the evidence around its fake occurrence that would make anyone think that it did not? Shugs, another distraction. Did the moon landing happen? The moon landing of 1968, did it happen? I mean, obviously, as most people would say, we saw a rocket land on the moon. We saw a man get off out of the rocket, walk on the moon. We saw him plant a flag, United States of America flag, in the moon itself, on its surface. And we heard him declare that one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Did the moon landing actually happen? And by the way, AI is in full swing now. And when you go on Google, as some of you, and if not all of you, would have realized, the first information it gives you is an AI overview. In that AI overview, it says numerous independent lines of evidence prove that the moon landings were real, debunking the conspiracy theories that claim they were faked. Over 400,000 people worked on the Apollo program, making a secret hoax on such a massive scale nearly impossible to conceal. And that's the AI overview. So, anyone who's saying that the moon landing was fake, it could be argued, could be akin to Christopher Columbus. I'm just saying. So for those thinking it was fake, I'm going to present unless you can present arguments otherwise, I'm just going to present the facts. Physical evidence on the moon. High resolution images taken by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter clearly show the landing sites of all 6 Apollo missions. These photographs reveal the descent stages of the lunar modules, the astronauts' footprints and rover tracks, and scientific equipment. There's stuff left behind, guys. Okay? Independent space agencies from Japan, China, and India have also released images confirming the landing sites. Okay. So for those who are thinking that the moon landing was fake, I mean, I ask and beg you present your evidence. Moon rocks, another line of evidence. The Apollo astronauts brought back 382 kilograms, 842 pounds. That weighs a lot. Hello. Of moon rocks. How much do I weigh? I think I weigh about 80 kilograms. So 380, that's 4 of me, if not 5. Okay. These have been studied by scientists worldwide for decades. Analysis has confirmed their lunar origin and that they are distinctly different from Earth rocks. Hold on, wait, look. Laser reflectors. See, by the way, Empress, big up, Shugs. We all watched it on the black and white TV. We saw it happen. I mean, come on. Laser reflectors. During the missions, astronauts placed lunar laser ranging rectoreflectors on the moon's surface. Since 1969, scientists at non-NASA observatories on Earth have consistently been able to bounce lasers off these mirrors to measure the distance to the moon with centimeter precision. See, moon landing, it happened. The evidence is overwhelming. They're still using the data even today. So please present such evidence if you feel that the moon landing was fake. Or maybe you agree with me. Alicia, your hand is up. Come in, talk to things.
I think it's time for you to say goodbye to the people, Joseph. The show's nearly done.
Okay. Well, is it that time? Let me just mention, since nobody has, the statement was that it was fake, but nobody has had anything to say otherwise. Let me just say farewell to listeners. I noticed time. Oh my Lord, time is really told. We are at that moment. This is a subject many would have liked to have gotten involved in, but shamsandgiggles.co.uk. Shams and Giggles is on YouTube. Shams and Giggles. The logo is such that you see in the background behind my face there. Shams and Giggles is on Instagram. Shams and Giggles is on TikTok. Shams and Giggles is on multiple radio stations, including Black Culture Radio, Rhythm Connections Radio, Rock Solid FM, Slam Radio FM. So you can find us, and of course the story is continually being told because we do have a story to tell. It's history, it's news, it's views and reviews, of course, from a Black perspective. It is Black History Month. As you know, for us, it's Black History every day of every week of every month of every year of our life. We will spend a lifetime talking about the issues concerning our peoples, and more importantly, these are issues that were robbed of us when we was growing up. It just makes us wonder, if we were empowered with the knowledge of Black history growing up, we were robbed. You have to know that we were robbed. If we were empowered with that knowledge, where would we be now? I guarantee you we'll all be in a different place. As we see with many of, like, if you look at those actors, they get to fame and fortune. The first thing they do, they delve back into their Black history. All of them, guess what they become? Activists. Because they know we were wronged. I leave you with those words. Radio listeners, to the next time. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Here is Sting. Pretty amazing. Sting is still about. So I'm going to leave you with this tune by Sting, featuring none other than Shaggy. Till the next time.
He got lyrics to spin on this beat, yeah. When my sound plays.